touch is a nose loop to the palm of our hand. We can use this as a way to redirect our dog away from something by calling them to us, or just to simply get them focused and working with us. For sitting down, the big thing we're still practicing with Rudy is just staying still and holding the position. He's a wiggly guy, and so staying still is a really hard task for him. So you're just going to keep practicing, asking him to sit or down, and then rewarding him a second and third time if he continues to hold the position. In the beginning, we're still rewarding, fairly frequently, with the goal being that over time you can continue to space out how often that treat comes so that he doesn't need as much, and eventually he'll just learn to hold these positions at least for a little bit before getting up, instead of immediately sitting and then wiggling and moving all over the place.
Down, yes.
You can see that Rudy really knows his sitting down well. It's just simply that he gets the wiggles and he really struggles with holding it still. So that's really the part you're working on with this, continuing kind of going forward.
Good boy.
Rudy. For come when called, we're going to say, Rudy, come. And then as soon as he turns and looks at us, you're going to mark yes and begin praising him all the way to you. Marking yes as soon as he looks is a really important part. That lets him know he's doing the right thing, and that's going to get him moving towards you. And then praise him all the way to you. And then once he's there, make sure to reward with a treat.
Yes, Rudy, good boy.
You can practice this in the yard by just simply bringing a few treats with you anytime you go outside to hang out with him, and calling him, rewarding him, and then letting him go back to playing. 5-10 minutes later, call him again, reward him, let him go back. This lets him practice real life, kind of checking in with you when you call, and also letting him know that we don't always end his fun. We want to make sure we don't only call him when we need him, like to go inside or to call him away from something, because we want him to know that sometimes we just need you to check in, and then you can go right back to doing whatever it was. The other thing you can do to build on this is continuing practicing in other locations using a long leash. This is a 15 to 30 foot leash that you can use in the front yard or in a green space at a park, so that you can build up his ability to do this in distracting environments. Leave it means back away from the thing that you're heading towards. So here we're practicing with treats to mimic a real life situation of food that's dangerous for him, or pills, anything like that drops to the ground. We want to know that if we say leave it, he can back away from it. So you're going to say leave it. As soon as he backs away, you're going to mark yes and reward him with a treat. In a real life situation, when you don't have a treat on you, you're going to do what we call a praise party. So you'll mark yes and then run with him, praising him and having this big fun party all the way to the cookies, and then rewarding him. When practicing leave it and drop it, you don't have to practice this back to back in many repetitions. Even just practicing one repetition of this every day is a really great way to continue to build his ability to do this, so that when the real life situations happen, you know he is going to leave the item alone.
Good job.
Drop it means let go of the thing that is in your mouth. So as soon as he has something, you're going to say drop it. When he lets go, yes, and reward with a treat. You can practice this when he has a bone or a toy, just to build in that repetition. And then, of course, always doing this when he actually has an item he shouldn't. Just like leave it, if you don't have a treat on you in real life, you're going to do that praise party over to the treats with him.
Good boy. Nice job, Rudy.
Place means go there, lay down, and stay there until released. His release word is free. So you're going to point towards his bed, cueing place. Once he has laid down, you're going to mark yes and reward him by placing a treat on the bed. That is a really important piece of this. You want to make sure that we're rewarding on the bed and not directly from hand to mouth, because we want him to know that the food comes to him where he is. He does not need to try to get up and meet us for it, which if we're rewarding him from our hand consistently, that will start to happen, especially because he is wiggly. And again, things like staying put is a little difficult for him, but he's done a really great job. He does wiggle a lot, but he stays on his place, so we will take that. And then when you're practicing, you're just going to kind of walk around, do some different distractions. This can be, stomping past him, walking around him, dropping an item, opening doors and cabinets, anything like that. And then you're going to periodically come back and reward him. The goal is that over time, you're going to space out how often those treats come until you don't really need them anymore, or you only need one. You can also do this not just by adding duration of time between treats, but also how many distractions. Start with 1 distraction and a reward, and then build up to, can we do 2 distractions and a reward, 3 distractions and a reward? Again, building his tolerance for staying no matter what may happen, whether it's just time or stuff happening around the house. When you're all done, you want to make sure you say free. That lets him know he is free to get up, and you do not need a treat for that. The reward is he is able to get up and move at his own free will. If he gets up and he shouldn't have, and you didn't release him, then you're going to simply send him back, point back to his bed, say place, and you're going to wait till he lays down. Then try the thing again, whatever it was you were doing, moving around, the distraction, and then come back and reward. We don't want to reward right away when we send him back, because we will get stuck in a loop where he thinks he can get off the bed just to be sent back to get a treat. So one way to practice this is in these formal training sessions like this. The other way to practice is in real life context where you would want him to place. This can be a variety of situations, but for me, this is always dinner time. I want a dog that knows to go to their place while we're eating, so we're not being bothered while we're eating, especially if you have guests over, but also as they're puppies, so that you can keep an eye on them so you know they're not getting into anything or having potty accidents. So to work on this, you're actually going to do place a little bit different. This is what I call passive place training. So you're going to bring the bed near you, whatever it is you're doing, bring the bed over, put him on leash, and tether him nearby. So his leash is long enough that he can get up if he wants, but it does set up the situation where he is most likely to choose being on the bed. When you see him on the bed, you're going to reward him. Place the treat, toss him the treat on the bed, and then if he stays there and you continue eating and you notice he's still there, you can reward him again. And you're going to just continue to do this. If he gets off, you say nothing. This is kind of what makes it passive training, because we didn't tell him to place, and so we don't have to release him from it. What we're catching is him choosing the behavior we want. This starts building a foundation for him learning to offer us behavior, especially in specific situations where it's going to be a regular occurrence. So again, for me, this is dinner time. What I want to see is that a dog notices when I put the mats down for dinner that they automatically go there without even having to be told, because it's something we do every day. So right now, Rudy does need to still be on a leash and kind of tethered nearby. Otherwise, he has a tendency to wander around a lot. But once he's on leash and tethered, he definitely chooses the bed. And like you see here, he pretty quickly chooses to fall asleep and just rest, which is amazing. Again, this is helping him practice that solid stay on on place. It's a great foundation for that, as well as a way for you to keep an eye on him so that you know he's not running around the house, getting into something, or having potty accidents. Wait means stop and don't go any further. So when we say wait, we're drawing an imaginary line and telling them they cannot cross it. They do not have to stay put in one position. So this is a great one for a wiggly guy like Rudy. He can move around. He can be in a stand, a sit. It doesn't matter as long as he does not cross that line. So here what I've done is I've told him to wait at the bottom of the stairs, went up the stairs, and then I'm tossing him rewards back behind that line to build some duration that he can hold that weight. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to cue him free to release him to cross the line. This is a great one on stairs, just so you don't have a dog that's tripping you as you go up and down the stairs. Another thing with weight that's different than place is that you only need to release it if you're going to let them cross the line like we did on the stairs. But if I'm stepping outside to get a package, or just stepping outside onto the front porch, opening that front door, and I don't want him to go, I don't have to release him because I'm not letting him cross that line. So I'm going to step out, come back in, shut the door, and I'm going to reward him and praise him, but there is no need to say free because we're not letting him cross that line. Anytime you have a package at the front door, this is a great time to tell yourself to practice this with Rudy, because this is, of course, a safety thing, so you don't have a dog that is darting out a door anytime it's open. And again, he is not required to stay put. He can move around like you see here. I've told him to wait. He decided he wanted to go downstairs and check something out. I'm going to come in with the package. And you can see that even with the door open, he's not running towards and darting at the door. And I'm going to come back, shut the door, and then praise and reward him. But there's no need to release. Let's go. All right, so I'm out on a walk with Rudy, and we're just going to talk about leash walking and what that looks like right now with Rudy. So the main thing that you're going to see me doing is what we call rewarding good choices. Yes. So when he is walking the way we'd like him to, so he's walking at our side or even a little in front, but the leash is loose, offering us attention. Yes. We're going to mark yes and reward him. This lets him know that we like what he's doing, and then he's going to continue to try doing that because he knows it gets him rewarded. So instead of kind of looking for the things he's doing wrong and telling him, we're focused on looking for the things that he's doing right and letting him know that. So anytime he's, good boy, walking the way we want, we're going to reward that. And we're going to do that pretty frequently. Let's go. Yes, good boy. When we reward, it's really important that we reward right at our side next to us, the side that we want him on, with the hand closest to him. This helps him learn that all the good stuff happens here, which is going to help him keep him closer to us, as well as using the hand closest to him. Let's go. Helps him from not crossing in front. If we use the opposite hand and we're crossing in front of our bodies, did you miss the treat? There you go. Okay, let's go. If we cross in front of our bodies to hand him the treat with the opposite hand, he's actually going to start, come on, he's going to start crossing in front of you, which is going to be frustrating for you. Yes. Good boy. So we want to make sure we're using that hand that's closest to him. Come on, Rudy. Let's go. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. So just like this, and we're rewarding right at our side, so he knows he has to come back to us at our side. That's where all the good stuff happens. So you're going to hold the leash with the opposite hand, the loop kind of to hold him on the opposite. No jumping. Yes. We want to also try to catch him when he's not jumping, of course. But you're going to hold the leash with the opposite hand with the loop and then be rewarding. Yes. So you're going to want to keep your treats on this side of your body, right next to him, so it makes it easier for you to reward him. And right now, yes, you're being a little too much there, jumping. Yes. Nope, down on the ground. Right now, we're rewarding 100% of good choices. This helps keep him, wanting to do this with us, wanting to work with us, and not getting too distracted. Yes. But over time, the goal is going to be that you can wean off of treats. So you're going to wean down from 100% of good choices to 75 to 50 to 25, and so on until you don't need as many. But right now, you're going to be taking lots of treats on your walk, yes, and be rewarding pretty frequently. But it doesn't take long to be able to start weaning off of those treats a little bit more and more. Good boy. And lastly, we do want to allow him time to sniff like I did earlier. As long as he's within length of the leash and not pulling us, that's fine. Yes, good boy. And if he stops to sniff, great. When you're ready to move on, this way. When you're ready to move on, if he has not moved on yet, then you can use that cue, let's go, that you saw me using before, and that lets him know, oh, we're moving. So we're going to go ahead and move on, and that you can just kind of say it, then start moving and reward him once he follows through. Yes, good boy. Good boy. We'll see if anywhere up here he stops to sniff for a second. But you're walking so good, Rudy. But overall, he's doing amazing. He's really pleasant to walk. He wants to work with you and do the things. So definitely, yes, making sure you're getting those rewards in. Otherwise, he is going to try to find other things to do and be distracted by other things. But if you're working with him, he wants to do the thing with you. So that's what we're trying to build here, is that leash walking is a team activity that we do together. Good boy, Rudy. Nice job. Rudy has done great with potty training, but the bells are still not consistent yet. So what you're going to do is when you get him home, you're going to cue him bells, reward him a few times, and then you're going to just simply put the bells on the door. And every time you go to take him out to potty, you're going to cue bells. He's going to ring those bells, and then you're going to take him outside. After you've done this consistently, he will start to pick it up the more and more he does it, and eventually he will start to do it on his own. I would continue to ask him to ring those bells when you take him out anytime until he's consistently asking to go out every time he needs to potty.
Bells. Yes, good boy. Good job. Bells. Yes, good boy. Nice job.
And that's a wrap on Rudy's training.